All right, my loves. Day number 4 of the God Wants to Talk to You challenge. Okay. So, actually, day 4 was yesterday, and I wrote yesterday, but I'm coming live now because it was very late last night, and the energy that I was in decided that this would be more potent, a little more lively and focused. And I but I wrote last night, and so my day yesterday was filled with family. Even the night before, I went to a book reading with my dad. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw the lovely stories. And so we went to book reading, and then the next morning, I saw my grandma, and then it was so amazing because at my grandma's place, I know my grandma's house, and that house and her place and like everything there looks as it looks always. And then I get there, and all of a sudden on her table, there was a magazine laying there where I was featured in last year in November. And this is like my like international work world. And then this magazine was laying on my grandma's table, and it was just so lovely because it was this clash of two worlds. Um, but it was lovely, and I was just so grateful. And she was like, "Could you translate? Um, could you translate the your article for me because it was in English?" And then I translated it to German, and it was amazing. Yeah, and so we had a whole conversation about it, and it's amazing because my grandma, she's 90 years old, and except for my sister, because my sister and I are like this, and we're on the same path, and of course, we're in the same generation, so we understand each other like no one else on the planet. But except from her in my family, my 90-year-old grandma is the one who understands me the most, who who is so open in her own worldview to fully hear me and open herself up to how I see the world. And then I told her about my journey to Bali, which I have talked about in my first video of this channel. Um, and I was actually in Bali still when I first started this channel. And so if you want to go to the first video, then you will get the whole like Bali experience. And so I told her about Bali, and my family has no connection to God, really. Um, all of them, if you were, they're free in their mind, but I grew up with no religion. All of them, if you were to ask them, well, don't you think, like, or what about in moments like this and that? They would probably all go like, yeah, there might be something like a greater force or something, but there's no religion, mm, and no God, no connection. It's not important. But I also grew up being free to believe whatever I wanted to believe. So there was no restriction, also no negative connotation around even the term God, the name. Mm, And when I started to kind of like come to God, I I didn't have any bad feelings that I had to overcome, which is nice because I was free to find my connection and my way, however I felt fit, and however whatever felt good in my own, speed, and like questioning and finding my own form to communicate, whatever. And so I found my own way. But I found just so amazing yesterday when I was at my grandma's, no connection to God whatsoever. And then I tell her that I met God in Bali. And I tell her the whole like moment and how it felt and like this enlightenment moment and how like the heavens opened and I had my moment of enlightenment and she was just calmly looking at me. And when I was finished, she was like, I can feel it. There's there's something, there's a light around you and coming through you as you're sitting with me and speaking to me. And so I just found that so, again, so amazing that she's able to genuinely connect with me in that moment. And she was always able to do that. Willing too, not only able, willing. And so that was my day yesterday. And then after that, I came back home and my brother was at my parents' house with his children. And so we played and cuddled. And then in the evening, when the boys were going to bed, I went out with my brother and we had dinner and then we talked for a long time and everything. And so my day was just very much filled with family love. And then it was late because my brother and I were sitting and talking for a long time, and I was tired, and then I came up here, and then I wrote. And so I was like, "Well, I'm doing this challenge, so I better write because I haven't written today yet." And and then what came through was a piece of what I have been contemplating for a while now. And I'm I have been contemplating how I frame that, set the context. So I'm taking a course program, whatever, about money and abundance and the power that is necessary to hold money and the power that is spending money if you do it from a empowered place. And with all that, there was a piece where I was like, I know what this person is saying is true, perfectly true, but there's an aspect missing for me. Something's missing. What is it? What is it? What is it? Not really missing, but I would frame it in a slightly different way. There's Yeah, it's probably more about language than anything else. And then that piece landed. And I have been contemplating this piece, um, for quite a while. And and I kind of felt it coming and I saw like I was like, okay, there's an information that I need. Please give it to me. And I of course trusted that it'll land eventually. Because I'm asking for it, it has to land. I would have to actively unplug and then go like, okay, I've asked for it, but now I don't want it. And so I'm hiding from the information because in the moment we ask, it begins to find its way to us. And the more we stay in the open asking and in the open-hearted asking and trust that it'll come to us, the quicker it'll come. But the moment we ask, it somewhere in the universe, it's coming our way. And then it's only a question of, are we streamlined and aligned so that it can come to us on the shortest way, quickest, or are we moving out of alignment, not on the zone anymore, not connected to that thing anymore, not embodying, being the person, who wants that thing, who thinks it's a good idea to have that thing, and then it takes longer. But the moment we ask, the thing wants to come to us. And so it's just a little manifestation thing on the side. But I had asked for it, so it was on the way. And since I stayed in the energy and stayed very open to it, it actually happened pretty quickly. When I first started asking this question, like there's something that I need, which like there's a piece of the puzzle around this in this conversation, which I am missing in language, in understanding. And when I first started asking this question, it was probably like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And so that's very exciting for me. So now I'm going to read you the letter and then I'll expand on it a little bit. Or do I expand further? No, I'll read first. Dear God, what would you have me know today? Hi, sweetest. Good on you for sitting down with me so late in the day. I was with you all day. You speaking love and being present with your family is doing my work. I thank you for this. This right here is the work. This right here opens the pathway to magic. My love is all around you in moments where you're present or distracted. It never goes away. It requires nothing from you. But when you turn to me, I can actually touch you. I can flow into you and through you and touch the world. Every present moment, every conscious breath, every loving word is my invitation to fill the time and space around you and infuse it with my intelligence. Where I am invited, I can guide. Where there is love, I can support. In love, the world surrenders to my hand. So love and see where I can take you. I enter the moment through your open heart. I am always right here and ready to take you where you belong. God. Whew. You realize that what that means? So, in this money program, there is this talk, which is correct. It's correct. It's right. Of you have to stay, you have to be in gratitude and trust in order to access magic. And so I know that's true. We don't have to discuss that. We don't have to debate that. And it's just true. It's also like very obvious, I feel. Um, you don't even have to, you don't have to believe in God. You don't have to be spiritual. It's like, well, if you're distrustful, if you expect things don't work out, if you're in a bad mood because you expect things don't work out and all the things around you that you have also put you in a bad mood because you don't realize the beauty and the graciousness of creation that is already surrounding you, that is fresh air, that is clean water, if that is a good friend that you can call, whatever, or you even have a house that you live in, or you even have a phone, you even have a car, you have beauty to look at, like it's only getting better. So, but if you disregard all that, in a bad mood, you don't trust that thing, well, then where the great things are supposed to come from. So, in that money program, trust and gratitude opens the door for magic. When I hear those things, they in itself are beautiful, brilliant, enough, perfect. But there's something that was instilled inside of me, which I am here to bring to the world, and that is the understanding from God's side. Like, okay, so when I look at, let's say, in a way, like in the Matrix, with the green programming codes running down the screen, behind our reality, there's there's information. All of this is energy in information in different forms. The information has taken on a form here to create a pen, to create earphones, headphones, earphones. um, my body, writing, energy creates the information had the form of coming in as thoughts when I sat down to write. But then as I sat down and wrote, they took on the form of the writing. So everything is programmed and coded. And what I want to understand is like the logic of the source code, basically. The logic, the basic logic of the coding of our reality. And that's what came through here for me. Because I was like, okay, so what is like the basic rule here? And when God said here, my love is all around you in moments where you're present or distracted. It never goes away. It requires nothing from you. So it's always there. It's there. But when you turn to me and you have trust, I can actually touch you. I can flow into you and through you and touch the world. It's always there. But I must acknowledge it. I must say, I trust that there is a hand guiding me, an intelligence guiding me. I choose trust. I choose faith. In order for this force and intelligence to use me actively as a vessel, an amplifier for this energy to flow into the world, whether that is me talking to you on YouTube, me talking to God, like, me writing stuff down, whether that is someone painting, um, whether that is someone being present with another person. All of this is the conscious choice of God's love and light to flow through me and into the world. And so then it goes on, sure. Every present moment, every conscious breath, every loving word is my invitation to fill the time and space around you where I am right now, because God's love is everything and it's all around me all the time because it exists beyond time and space. So, but as I am becoming conscious and opening my heart and opening to trust and faith, I I pull in all that God energy into this moment. It's actually coming into the moment where before it's everywhere. But here, when I become conscious, I, I pull it into this world and I let the magic of it infuse this moment specifically. And then I become the amplifier. The more I see it, the more I love it, the more I'm grateful for it, the more this magic, this light can come through me and touch the moment and touch everyone who I'm with also. When I'm sitting with someone, when I'm writing, like, then this light can flow through me and into whatever I do. Every present moment, every conscious breath, every loving word is my invitation to fill the time and space around you and infuse it with my intelligence. Where I am invited, I can guide. Only where I am invited, I can guide. Where there is love, I can support. And that is actually the core, the key piece of the thing that I have been asking for in my contemplation. Love is the pathway. What we love receives more of God's energy. And it's like, because we know this, where energy flows, no, where attention goes, energy flows. And yes, just attention, just sitting there staring at something, there's energy going there, but that gets amplified when this kind of energy that we're putting in something is love. It's not just any energy, it's not just neutral presence, which is also a beautiful thing. But if we choose love, we become an even greater channel for God's light and magic to flow through us into the moment, into whatever we focus on. So, with this money program, if I do all the work and I put positive energy and positive thoughts and beautiful feelings around that too, like around this whole like theme of money and what's money doing in my life and how can it support me and bringing my energy out into the world even further. Great. But when I put love into all of it, all of a sudden from the inside out, like because I'm building a relationship to money, I am signaling to the universe, this is what happens when there's money around me in my field. And when I do that work, but with love, that is the ultimate signal for God. Like, it's like an extremely bright light goes on, and the attention of the great intelligence is like, there's light, we have to go there. We have to send something there. It's like the ultimate magnet for magic and for just God force. And where there's a lot of God force, there's a lot happening. And so when I infuse my whole relationship with money, my whole, the way I hold money in my life, the way I understand myself and my money, and I infuse that with love, there's just more happening, more life, more pulse will like just flow through it. And that is the peace. That is the peace. And this just landed last night and I haven't touched it since then. I'm reading it and telling you now. So this will land more and I will expand on that. But there's, that's very interesting. That's very potent. It's very potent. Okay, so where I'm invited, I can guide. Where there's love, I can support. In love, the world surrenders to my hand. When we love, we land in the hand of God. And then the hand of God can actually guide us where it's the most beneficial for us in all the ways. So love and see where I can take you. I enter the moment through your open heart. I am always right here and ready to take you where you belong, where it's right for us, where it's best for us. which might look different than what we think is right and best for us. But here comes the trust, here comes the faith, which we must choose in order to invite God into the game that is our life. All right. I think this is it for today. Hmm. It's very exciting. I will also post this letter on Instagram to anchor it more into the field, which is again a signal for the information that's in it to pulse, to land more in my life and in anybody's life who's connecting to it. All right, my loves, I love you. And because I did not record yesterday, I will actually see you later today and read the letter that I wrote this morning, which was also very exciting. Very exciting for me. Very exciting for me. All right, my loves, I love you, and I'll see you soon.